Welcome to Los Angeles, La La Land, Hollywood, the entertainment capital of the world, the city of angels, the boulevard of broken dreams. Known for its tourist attractions, blockbusters, celebrity sightings, beaches, and iconic music venues. But it's so much more than star maps and the Walk of Fame. It's a place of endless cultural influences, of incredible cuisines, and in recent years, a destination for fine art. Even its fast food has cult status, and we decided In-N-Out was the best way to start our journey. So hey, I'm driving right now, and Dee's full.
I can't believe I ate 2 cheeseburgers.
You ate 2 double-doubles.
2 double-doubles.
2 double-doubles. I, on the other hand, only had 1 double-double and 1 regular cheeseburger.
I was very ambitious.
We needed that fuel for what was ahead. Frieze LA. Los Angeles has become a destination art town in recent years, and with the arrival of Frieze in 2019, it's reached a whole new level. Frieze Art Fair is an international contemporary art fair with additional locations in London, New York, and Seoul. Frieze LA is what Art Basel Miami used to be before the corporate brands took over. The halls are flooded with celebrities, wannabes in sunglasses, insane fashion, and expansive booths filled with the biggest gallery and artist names in the art world. A glass of champagne while wandering the booths runs $34, while reports of galleries literally selling out hit the art world news feeds the morning the fair officially opened. We were thrilled to see The Encounter, a work by artist Dana Schutz, whom I last saw in 2022 at Nemeth Art Center way back in Park Rapids, Minnesota, sold for $1.2 million at the David's Werner booth. What's also interesting is what we didn't see. You'd never guess that digital art now accounts for over 20% of fine art sales, because there was not a digital display nor an NFT in sight. On the other hand, it was good to see far more works by women and artists of color, plus galleries from Tehran, Lagos, Singapore, and other cities from around the world. You want to ride in a car?
Absolutely. Yo, these are tricked out.
Oh yeah,
tricked out golf carts. This is the G7 golf carts. Outside of the hangars at the Frieze Art Fair, the vibe was festive. I was happy to see so many food trucks and really thrilled to run into a Mexican fruit stand serving up some of the most refreshing fruits, because although the temperature was a bit cool, the sun was blazing, so this was a very refreshing treat.
Spicy?
Yes, spicy. The answer to that is always spicy. Gracias. Oh my god, this sucker is big.
Yes.
That's
Do you want a bottle of water?
I would love one.
After the star-studded energy at Frieze, we shifted gears to the Felix Art Fair, held each year at the iconic Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. Marilyn Monroe once lived for a brief period in one of its classic cabanas at the Tropicana pool. Its submerged David Hockney mural was painted in the 1980s. The cabanas, transformed into gallery booths, offer a more intimate engagement with the artworks, not to mention a sense of how a piece might stage inside a home. Poolside at the Roosevelt is a terrific place to meet with a friend. I go way back with Corinne Skowronski, a venture capitalist and startup founder who lived for several years in the Silver Lake neighborhood. Corinne has taken a few fascinating turns exploring the worlds of entrepreneurship, travel, and food, including our proclivities for alcohol.
And eventually, corporate America just burned me out, and so I went and traveled the world for a year, came back, got a whole new career, and it's just flourished since then. And so now I find myself in a space that I never even imagined in venture capital.
So when I think about your career trajectory and what I know of it,
I always go back to pairs well with.
So the wine business was really centered around the art of wine pairing, bringing a food experience to the storytelling to the people, and really having it come together at an event. And I found myself in a place where it just didn't serve me anymore. I didn't feel as authentic. I became more a mindful sipper during COVID, and I just said, I don't really like drinking. I took about 2 years off, and right at the peak when the business was taking off, to be completely honest, and we had a product line behind it, and I just said, I can't own a business that I don't feel true to, and I'd be cheating other people in their experience as well. So we closed it sadly at the end of 2020, and I was just kind of finding a new space, and that's how it brought me to venture capital. I found that in my 2-year hiatus, I found clarity, I slept better, I lost weight, I was meditating, I found so many good benefits. I was like, wow, this is the best version of me. And so these days I sip occasionally, but very rarely.
What direction did it take you? Like, what are you interested in terms of what you invest in now?
Yeah, once I got to the point where I was like, everything I'm doing is wine infused, and I'm going, this just can't be good for me, right? And I think there's societal pressures that whether you're at a social event or at a conference, that you always have to have a drink in your hand, even if it's a mocktail. There, you always have to pretend to be drinking, and I hated that. And so finally, I just said, what would happen if I take alcohol out of my daily life? And so, as part of that experiment, we'll call it, I found more drive, and my energy was better. I was like, I bet you I can achieve all these different things. And so it was basically just this moment of energy, like you feel like your best self. And as part of that, I said, why not me? Why can't I be in these spaces? Why can't I be a powerhouse in venture capital? Why can't I own some businesses and do these really big things? I'm not slowed down. And I felt like it wasn't until I stepped away from the wine infusion,
right,
that I just said, wow, I can move even faster at the things I want to achieve.
Thanks to a globally revered chef, the Hollywood Roosevelt is now as much a culinary destination as an historic landmark. The Barish is the Italian steakhouse created by Chef Nancy Silverton. With a reputation in artisan breads, Chef Silverton's menu at the Barish elevates meats and comfort foods to new heights. The sweetbreads and the prosciutto Dutch baby blew our minds. It's always a good idea to do a bit of homework and not necessarily overlook a hotel's fine dining options. Sometimes they're epic.
Dairy, and she's eating black pepper right now.
Girl, no you didn't.
I did.
Oh my god, that looks so good. Yeah! Yay!
I missed the origins of punk by a decade, but I remember seeing Joan Jett and Debbie Harry when I was 11, and I have had an endless fascination with the stories and chronicles of punk rock ever since. 3 cities, New York, London, and LA, make up the holy trinity of the punk scene. Legendary bars and clubs in the 1970s along the Sunset Strip gave birth to such legends as the Go-Go's, the Germs, the Screaming Sirens, and X. One young teenager on that scene launched the first ever punk rock fanzine. A historian who not only witnessed it all, she helped usher in the music journalism that defined pop culture in the 1980s and beyond. You can keep your movie stars. Meeting Pleasant Gehman, the editor of Lobotomy and the founder of the Screaming Sirens, was like standing in the presence of a rock god.
The photo of Sid Vicious, and he's got this belt, this particular belt, and it's iconic. It's a part of his look. But when you read into the backstory, and that was Joan Jett's belt that she loaned to him, and then he ends up being this like Marilyn Monroe level like visual icon for an entire scene.
Joan used to write for Lobotomy too. All of my friends did, but Jen didn't actually really write. But when the Runaways went to England for the first time, she came back and we said, you have to write.
In college in the early 90s, I'm taking a history of rock and roll class, And as we're going through the 70s era, I have a professor who mentions these early, like he's talking about Cream, and he's talking about like the early days of the Rolling Stones and Rolling Stone magazine, and he mentions Lobotomy as this fanzine that was really hot in LA in the 70s. And it was one of those, you just can't forget a name like that. And that was you started Lobotomy.
Yeah.
So tell us about what prompted it. Like, what was going on in the scene that you were like, I got to start doing this?
Okay, well, it wasn't. It was the whole United States scene, because they were not writing about punk rock, and only a few magazines like Cream and Rock Scene would cover anything that was glam rock or glitter rock. But when we would see English music publications, that's how we found out about the Clash and the Damned and the Sex Pistols and Susie and the Banshees. Even they were covering Susie before the Banshees. Her and Billy Idol and Steve Severin and a couple of other people were called the Bromley contingent because they were from Bromley, the suburb of London, and they were at all the shows and they looked extraordinary. So all of that was going on concurrently with New York and LA, and I'm sure also Chicago and San Francisco, but no major publication would even touch it. And a lot of times when I was reading rock and roll magazines, I would see like reviews of records that were done by probably 50-year-old men, which now at this age I would consider a young man. But like I'd be reading a record review that someone wrote, and I'd be like, that's not even close to what the record was about. And this isn't even punk rock, like they couldn't wrap their heads around what like younger people were listening to or why songs were happening. And so when that, I always thought I should be a rock and roll writer, and then I can get free records, or but so Lobotomy really started though because no one was covering the scenes, and I'd actually seen like pictures of sniffing glue in the English fanzine, which was one of the first ones, in those old English newspapers, and I was like, wow, I could start my own magazine. And I remember saying, Mom, I'm starting a magazine, and she rolled her eyes. She's like, how are you gonna start a magazine? You don't have any capital. And I was thinking, I've got pens, I've got paper, I've got, and I was like, so I just did it. We're really inspired by those pictures because, like I said, we were all doing sort of glam rock craziness. Like most of the people from the punk scene had come out of loving glam rock or being regulars at Rodney's English Disco or any of that. We immediately realized that in order to get pictures, like we were cutting out with the scissors, like pictures of the Sex Pistols or the Clash or whoever we wanted to review, but we needed to have pictures of our own scene. So that's how Teresa Caricas came in, and I called it Lobotomy, the Brainless magazine, after the Ramones song Lobotomy, which has like some of the most clever lyrics I've ever heard. Now I guess I'll have to tell him that I got no cerebellum. But the first issue came out right after, like, all of LA had migrated up north to see the Sex Pistols at Winterland. And then, so the first issue came out shortly after that in 1978, and Lobotomy ran until 1982. And the people that we interviewed, most of them were already famous, like the ones from other cities, like Blondie or The Jam or Billy Idol, and like all of the ones from LA got famous. And it's so funny because on Instagram sometimes I'll post pictures of like me and my roommate Belinda Carlisle, or things like that, or me and Jum Jet rolling around on the floor, and people now only know them as big stars, and they'll be, oh cool, you got to meet her. And I'm like, oh yeah, we met once or twice. It's not like we weren't doing depraved things every fucking night.
What was the reaction to Lobotomy? So like the first issue comes out shortly after the Sex Pistols are here for the first time. What was the reaction?
Oh, people loved it, and of course, Licorice Pizza and Bomb Records and some other indie record stores started carrying it, and I used to have a weird like headbutting thing with Kim Fowley, and so I wrote this whole thing about the Runaways' first record, and it was talking about how Kim was kind of an idiot. he called me up on my mom's landline. He was like, Pleasant Gehman, this is Kim Fowley. And I was like, oh, hi. And he's like, I will sue you if you don't print a retraction. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, and I said, go ahead, sue me. What are you going to get? And I'm thinking, my typewriter? And then, I didn't have enough money to print a retraction or to print a new issue because that shit was expensive. I think it cost like 70 cents to, Xerox the whole thing, but it was expensive, so I took the bus to different record stores, and I had a scissors, and I just cut out the paragraph and let it stay in the stores.
Do you think part of the reason you were so fearless about starting Lobotomy in this thing is that you're like, well, I don't know what failure looks like, I'm just gonna do a thing? What made you take that first step to go, I'm gonna do this?
I just thought I could do it. I mean, that was like my mother said, how are you gonna start a magazine? I started a band also without knowing how to play anything or it's hard to get all girls. I have just always, I was like, if I don't do this, someone else is going to do it, and it won't be as good as what mine was. And if I fail at it, then at least I try. That's how my whole life has been. Kind of.
Love it. And that's now every self-help book in the world for women is telling you.
Today, Kelly and I are headed on a food crawl. We're starting out at Boyle Heights at the legendary Mariscos Jalisco's food truck. Now, this food truck is known for their deep fried shrimp tacos and their aguachile, really fresh, really seasonal, amazing ingredients.
Grab some napkins quick for it. I get in on those first.
We're here in Boyle Heights, and we are embarking on a little walking food tour. Well, it's LA. You don't really walk in LA, right?
Nobody walks in LA.
So we are at Mariscos Jalisco's, which is known for only seafood tacos. So we just ordered 2 deep fried shrimp tacos, which they're known for, and some aguachile, which is essentially ceviche. So Kelly right now is eating the ceviche.
Yeah. It is delicious. It is spicy. It's got the tostada underneath it, so you're going to be able to crack into that. I love a food truck.
Go. There's crack in this. Wow. I mean, look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Beautiful, deep fried. There's so much shrimp. So much shrimp in this. I ordered 2 more. Oh my goodness.
Tacos?
Yeah,
Yeah?
more than happy. I wanted to have 1, but I had 3. And this is stock 1, and I think I fucked myself. I'm already full.
Oh, no.
You got to drive everywhere in LA. So we have this long road trip ahead of us to get to the next spot. She'll be ready to eat by the time we get to the next place.
We'll see.
I have every confidence. It's gonna be great. And hopefully by then the burning in my mouth from the aguachile is gonna calm down. Oh, I feel like my skin's been clarified.
Oh my goodness.
Lovely. Keep going.
Next stop on this LA food crawl is Dollar Hits on Temple Street in historic Filipino town. Dollar Hits was started by Elvira, who was later joined by her sisters and brother from the Philippines. She started out selling barbecue meat on skewers on the side of the street, and she has now blossomed into a full-fledged brick and mortar. Serving up all the delicious Filipino treats your heart's desire, meats, porks, chicken, and some very tempting, luscious desserts. I wasn't interested in all of that. I had my heart set on testing out the balut. So this is a balut, and it is an egg, but inside it's a duck egg. So I've been chasing the balut ever since I lived in Asia. And I've always been scared of it because inside is an undeveloped duck embryo, which is it is a delicacy in the Philippines. So since we're here at Dollar Hits, I said, let me come and try this on camera for the first time ever in my life. Here we go. So, say it's supposed to knock it. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think there are feathers in here. So, supposed to drink it. There we go. Oh. Oh. Okay. And then now, I'm totally using so see what's inside. So you see some yolk, you see the duck. Sorry, ducky. Okay. I don't know why I was scared of this. Maybe because I heard there was a duckling inside, but I know you're not supposed to eat it with a knife, but it's what I have right now. And yeah. Would I? Would I do it again? Probably not, but it's an item that I've ticked off my culinary bucket list.
Thank you for coming. This is Madame Dollar Hits.
I'm still eating pork. Can't stop eating this. So a magical thing happens when fire touches meat. Magical. He knows. Mwah.
Dollar Hits is like street food in the Philippines. The Philippines, we have a street food there. I think the cheapest one because it's in the skewers. Before it's $1, it's but because the inflation, the first stick now is $1.25. So it's not $1.
It's not $1 anymore. It's $1.25.
$1.25. But it's not say there it's $1, no?
Yes,
but
of course.
the sound is $1.
Yes.
And when you think dollar is like a 99 cents.
Right.
But the thing, because I'm here in the US, of course, $1 hits.
You know what it's like? It's like the dollar vans in New York. They're not $1 anymore. They're like $2, $2.25.
Yes, and then the dollar is in the when you visit the Philippines, you see in the street in the evening, we have plenty of that. Like tonight, if you come back, 4:30 up to 11, you see dollars over there, 33 kinds.
33 kinds of different meat on a stick.
Yes. Yeah, you come back. You know, we're not come back. You miss what the people like not. Joke. Anyway, you enjoy the pan. Because we have plenty people that outside Los Angeles. Mostly it's see me in Netflix, Facebook, TikTok, and we have plenty of bloggers came here.
Yes.
That's why.
So where did you start first?
I started over there.
So this
in the front of the street.
Oh.
And then the Department of Health came because it's not legal here. You know that.
Yes.
Only the Spanish is legal, but me no.
I understand.
You know. But when I started the dollar hits, only small table. And then after 3 days, oh my God, the people line up over here, over there, like an hour before you get my thing. And then so little like boom, they come.
So is it mostly Filipinos that are your customers, or do you see more?
No, before it's a Filipino outside Los Angeles, but now very curiosity, of course, in Netflix, because you see me in Netflix, all over Sweden, Europe, Asian, everybody, all over the world.
Yes.
You in Jamaica. Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you, Jamaica.
No problem, Irene.
Unfortunately, time was against us and we were not able to stay for the evening time barbecue. But trust me, we will be back. And the weekends are made for Mei Ting. Mei Ting slings delicious Bangkok-style street food just outside the LACMA, which is an Asian supermarket right on the edge of Chinatown. And it's often called the Thai Costco by locals. It's Thai?
Street food.
Mei Ting, she serves up delicious kanam kruk, which is her signature sweet coconut cakes. Mama May's signature coconut cakes are poured fresh into these hot cast iron molds, which gives rise to saucer-shaped cakes with crunchy crusts and oh so soft and sweet centers. Not to be outdone by the coconut cakes, the barbecue pork, chicken, and the Thai sausage were amazing standouts as well. I've never had a sausage like that Thai sausage.
Oh my gosh, she's so ripe.
A quick gander into the LACMA supermarket revealed yet another food stand, of course. I spied with my little eye some plantains, and this island girl could not resist.
Fried banana.
Oh my.
So, banana actually is a plantain. So, I think one thing Caribbean and Asian culture has in common, and African cultures, is the love of fried plantain. And this is the first I've seen it with a batter on the outside. And I think the plantains could be riper, but it's quite tasty. So hey, we are on our way. We're in LA, beautiful, sunny, Southern California.
It's fucking freezing.
We're gonna go eat some ice cream.
I need a hat.
Look at this shit right here. I know.
Nonsense.
But let's go get some little lunch. I'm gonna eat the ice cream. Are you gonna eat the ice cream?
No, man.
None? Not even try it? Not a bite of it?
Yeah, it's a bite.
Okay, yes, you're gonna have a little bit. We'll find spicy tacos after this.
And tequila.
Mas tequila. Mas tequila.
We all know people love to post food on social media. And Instagram blew up in the late teens with gorgeous shots of glossy black charcoal ice cream and matching waffle cones. The good news is that little damage wasn't a fleeting trend. It's the real deal. Prepared daily in small batches with local ingredients from organic dairy farms and zero preservatives, the black ice cream flavors in fact change out. This time it's horchata, and it's mind-blowingly delicious. The promise of more food later that night is the only reason why I stopped at just one cone.
I licked it, so it's mine.
It's not usual to spot a Jamaican flag in the middle of LA. So, curious, I walked into this food hall only to find this cool little pop-up serving patties.
What'd you get?
Spicy beef and jerk.
But not only patties, they had sauces from Jamaica, like Walker's Woods, and they had rum cakes and all these delicious, delicious varieties of things that if anybody lives in LA and is missing home, that spot is right there. Let's see what the patty game is about.
No?
Crust needs work. Filling is tasty. This is spicy.
Okay.
Try to dark together.
You gotta tell me if I need to get one of my own. I'm glad I didn't eat a second ice cream cone. Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
Gotta wash down that black ice cream.
Right? Yeah?
Well, I like that. That's good. That's good.
Not bad, LA. Good try. Close, but no cigar.
I firmly believe that when we visit places around the world, we want to fully experience them. We literally want to taste them. And so it's always important to find the culinary center of a community. It can be street food, food trucks, food stalls, farmers markets, food halls. Food halls in particular are one of my favorite things because it consolidates all of the options into a single location. Nearly every city has a market or food hall, and Grand Central Market in downtown LA is nothing short of exceptional.
The Ramen Hood. Thank you. So here at the Grand Central Market in LA.
I'm absolutely distracted. There's so much food here and I want to eat it all up.
Everything.
Like everything.
Everything.
There's even a donut shop right there. Like I just even want to just throw back a donut. Oh, they look so good. But yeah, there's so many different choices here.
Yeah.
Endless. Like everything from oysters to seafood to tortas to tacos to noodles to ramen. There's pizza. There's
I got a free taco.
Already? Did you eat it?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. It was just a taco and some pernil, which is pork. The guy saw me recording. He was like, "You want one?" I was like, "Yeah."
Did you record yourself eating it?
No.
What? Well, if it's not on camera, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Well.
double mushroom.
You got double mushroom on it?
In the middle of Central Food Hall is this fruit and vegetable stand. Now this lady is super smart. She not only sells fruit and vegetables to passers-by, but she is surrounded by businesses who on any given day can run out of anything, or their supplier didn't show up with something, and there she is right there, ready with fruit and vegetables. Don't have cash? She takes Venmo, and you can also Zelle her.
Hot. That is so good. Oh.
Crispy, spicy, juicy, decadent.
Perfect.
Every bit as indulgent as it looks.
So yeah, I can't think of a better way to end like a total plow through all the food than a devil's food donut. That is the perfect follow-on to Korean spicy fried chicken. Don't need a chicken and waffle, need a chicken and the donut.
I'm off to Inglewood to check out 1010 Wines. 1010 Wines was founded by sisters Leslie and Leanne Jones. Now, a typical night out for the sisters involves great wine, great food, and friends in some of their favorite restaurants in LA. Unfortunately, they had to go outside of their area to get any of those experiences. So, with Leslie's background in hospitality and Leanne's knowledge and love of wine, the sisters decided to open 1010 Wine and Events. 1010 Wine is an upscale wine bar located in the heart of Inglewood, California, and is a city that raised Leslie and Leanne, and where they still currently reside. 1010 Wine Bar is the first and only wine bar in the City of Champions, and they boast the largest selection of Black and minority-owned wines.
You know what? I like the vibe, and I like, supporting Black business, Black-owned businesses, and so far so good. The food is good. I would say the service is really excellent. The person that's helping us, very attentive. We are drinking a Riesling.
Can you turn the...
This is my first time having this brand. So.
Black Girl Magic. I've had it. It's good.
You good? Yeah,
I've had the red.
The red, okay.
The red is really good.
Well, we wanted I think the sweet is the red.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jackie.
So tell me about your experience. You said your daughter?
Well, we do happy hours, my daughter and I, and we had heard about this place. So, if you're a wine drinker, we wanted to try it. So I'm getting a chance to right now come this evening, and like Capri said, the food is good, the atmosphere is good, and and we're supporting the Black business in Inglewood.
How important is it, and this goes for you too, to support Black-owned businesses in the neighborhood?
It's important. You want to uplift and you want them to succeed, so that's a main thing for me.
And you want something for the community. You want people in the community to come to these spots. You know, something like this. When this place wasn't here, I would have to go out to another area, Hollywood area, somewhere in LA. But it's local, and I'm right around the corner, and I'm just happy that it's here.
1010 Wines definitely has a neighborhood feel. As you can see, it's a Friday night. The DJ's playing. People are having a really good time. The food was quite yummy. I dipped into some tasty and delectable salmon bites, as well as some of the best oysters Rockefeller I've ever had.
We were really just tired of going outside of our community to find good food and good wine, so we decided to open up a space that is close to home.
Okay, so I mean, what has been the response so far that you've been in business in Inglewood?
We've been open about a year and a half, and we really have been embraced by the community. So there really hasn't been many days that we've been slow. People have really come and enjoyed themselves, and they bring other people with them when they come back. We have a lot of regulars, and we have a lot of people that just tell their friends about this space. So it's really cool to kind of see the buzz around it, especially living in the community. So it's cool.
So, what have been some of your favorite wines so far? Because from what I understand, you have the largest collection of Black-owned and minority wines, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And so what was the impetus for that?
Yeah, so we have the largest selection of Black-owned wines in the state of California. And the reason why is because when me and my sister got into wine, we wanted to see what Black people were doing in this space. Our parents really instilled in us the importance of supporting Black-owned businesses, small businesses, women-owned businesses. So when we do anything, we try to see what people that we look like are doing in that space. Yeah. So we automatically wanted to see what Black people were doing in this space, what women were doing in this space. And so we found a bunch of Black-owned brands that we love. So when we decided to open this space, we knew that we wanted to carry those brands.
Oh, well, we definitely wish these sisters all the best, because what they have done for the Inglewood community is priceless. One thing's for sure, Los Angeles is very diverse and is full of culture and food, and which is one of the things that I love about it. Definitely won't be missing the traffic. Until next time, LA.